Hey guys, coming at you today to talk about the idea that you never know what's going on for other people, right? And it's sort of like I'm having the experience where I want to scream out, what? Excuse me, please. That instinct is there, right? To be like, oh yeah. And on the flip side, you know what occurred to me? Is while she had no idea what was going on for me, I have no idea what's going on for her. I have a little tiny story to share about my last month of drinking from a fire hose. I don't know how else to describe it and why this is so important. So, guys, I think it's important for us to remember that our lives are not the only lives happening. I know. But there was a moment, we were in the mayhem of my daughter's diagnosis of type 1 diabetes, and a little something happened to me. And I remember thinking when it happened, oh my gosh, I have to do a Sarah Uncut about that. And I just have to take a minute to do a shout out to my awesome team who has been pulling clips for you guys while I have been, really working with my family to understand diabetes. And I can now count the carbs in absolutely any food ever. Amazing. Just to give you a quick understanding is that, we got a phone call at 5 o'clock in the morning after, I had to fight to get her blood work done. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, we got the phone call, take her to the emergency room right now, which never a phone call a parent wants ever. But like I always say, none of us is special and it can happen to anybody, right? And here I am, a coach talking about being great and making money and being there for your family. And life still happens to me. I don't get a pass on that because of what I do for a living, right? And while I wouldn't wish this on anyone, it's kind of awesome that it happened so I can share about it that way, right? I wouldn't wish this on my daughter and I'd prefer we didn't get it, but it's this thing of like, I really do eat my own dog food. What I tell you guys I do. So I'm going to the grocery store and my mind is on, okay, when was her last shot? I'm trying to figure out new recipes that are lower carbs so we don't have to give her as much insulin. Trying to figure all this out. And I pulled out too far. It was a very slow day. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There wasn't much around, but I'd pulled out a little too far and then I realized there was a car there. And the woman started yelling and screaming out her window at me like, who the hell do you think you are? What do you think is going on? And I sat there for a moment. I said, you're absolutely right. I'm so sorry. She's like, well, whatever. And I hope your day's terrible after something like that. And I was like, wow, whoa, amazing. Right. And it's sort of like I'm having the experience where I want to scream out, what? Excuse me, please. Like, that instinct is there, right? To be like, oh yeah. And I think we too, as women, also have those moments of like, oh, you think that's bad? You should hear about, and we try to one up each other's pain. So that can happen. And I had to check myself. And on the flip side, you know what occurred to me is while she had no idea what was going on for me, that wasn't a normal reaction either. And I thought, I have no idea what's going on for her. And it almost made me tear up. I think my general fatigue and like total shock of my entire life also had me tear up. I was quite emotional at the time. But it was just this moment that reminded me how important it is that we as human beings recognize the humanity of others. And that none of us get out without having a crappy day. None of us get out with surprise diagnoses. All these things that can happen to any one of us at any time. And that I hope if you're just watching this video, just today, I know I'm a business coach. I know I want to teach you how to be a sales expert. I know I want to teach you all of the wonderful things about money. But do you know what matters to me even more than that? Is that we're good humans. It just does. It matters to me. And what's really important to me is that each one of us takes the time to learn how to be the best humans we can be. It doesn't mean we're going to be perfect. And it doesn't mean that nothing ever happens and that all of the things are peaches and roses and unicorns. Like, no, but we can show up and be great people even when other people aren't. We can show up and recognize our shared humanity and understand that when we can help each other through that, that's actually when life becomes really exciting. And for those of you that have created businesses out of that moment, I'm talking about people understanding how to be healthy. I'm talking about people how to get out of abusive relationships. I'm talking about people who are learning how to be better parents. I'm talking about people who are understanding conflict resolution. I'm talking about people who are teaching people to get through grief. You guys, you're an amazing crew. And I know if you watch my videos, you're like one of these people who really wants to be a great human. And I just want to invite you today, I want you to play a little game for me, okay? Just today. And then maybe if you want to do it tomorrow, you can too. But for today, can you do me a favor? Can you leave one person in a better mood than when you found them? I don't care if it's a person at the grocery store, if it's somebody you accidentally pulled out in front of, if it's a sibling, a family member, a colleague. Leave one person in a better mood today than you found them. All right, you guys, I love you.